It's like I'm trying to find the light in all of this. It's somebody commented something that I seem to be really positive and taking things light. I get stressed out behind this camera when I look at all the debt that's still unpaid. I get a little nervous. Hey legacy builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In today's video, I'm doing a paycheck budget closeout for the fourth paycheck of May. So if you are new here, my husband and I budget every Friday. So we receive paychecks weekly, and then we're going to use those paychecks to give every dollar an assignment. So I do a zero-based budget. If you're new again, thank you so much for joining the channel. Either by way of the membership or just watching the videos. So today is very gray outside, so I apologize if the quality of the video is a little dark. I usually film with sunlight and there's not much of it today. So I'm trying my best to give you a clear view of what I'm doing. So for May 24th, we plan to bring in $1,000. And what happened this week, oh, before that, scratch that, top priority. As always, Proverbs 19:20. Listen to counsel and accept discipline, that you may be wise the rest of your days. And that is important to me because I want to be wise with how we steward the money that God gives us. So that's why it's my top priority for this paycheck or this week. So my budgeting period is from Sunday to Saturday. So Friday is basically prepping for next week to budget with. So we're going to break my paycheck budget down by buckets, or by little, I call these buckets: my giving bucket, investing bucket, cash expenses, bills / fixed expenses, savings, purpose funds, and then anything else other miscellaneous. So first, again, income. $1,000 is what we're using for my husband's income. Then I had a $35.92 check sent to me from Rakuten, so I've added that. A friend of mine sent me a Cash App. I got an instant deposit to my account. It was like $14 and some change. It was $14.74. So I'm going to use that $14.74, the $35.92 plus the $1,000 to bring us to $1,050.66 as our actual income for this week. I usually don't use change because I love numbers, but I love whole numbers just the way I am. But we have more expenses and we need every dollar right now. And one of my goals for the month of May is to earn an additional $500. So I'm going to go over those before I close out the video because I want to check and see what things have we already done from this list that I did when I pre-planned or brainstormed my budget for May. All right, so now we know we're working with $1,050.66. 10% of the income that we're using is going to our tithe. We're going to give that. And in my giving bucket, I'm just going to write that in as my actual number. Okay, so $100 for giving. And then investing is automatic now. So every single week, $25 is taken out of my account for fidelity to my IRA. And $25 is taken out of the account to go to our Robinhood, which is our dividend portfolio. So $50 is automatic, and that's not going to change. And then we have cash expenses. Let me make sure I did take out the right amount. I think I took out more because we're working with a little bit more, and I'm trying to save a little bit more cash for Father's Day because I do fund savings challenges. So oops. Yeah, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have $130 that I'll be cash stuffing on Tasha's money and stuff. So 25 of that, I believe, is going to laundry. I think that's what I'm doing. Or am I going to do 30? I might do 30. I need to put more towards this challenge, and scratch offs will get 20. No, because I have $130. So scratch off would get 25. That way I can do at least 2 of them. Let's see, I hope I can. So we have 25 plus 80 plus 25 is 130. Okay, so that's $130 that I pulled out in cash. Okay, and then bills and expenses, $300 is the next installment towards June's rent. My life insurance policy number 2 is $35.88. So I'm going to Zelle that over to the account where it comes from. Our debt is actually $189.78. That's how much I had planned this out before on my scrap sheet of paper. So I'm going to leave that there, and if I do need to make changes, I'm using an erasable pen this week so I can fix it if I need to. 300 plus 35.88 plus 189.78, 525.66. I think the number is a little bit off because, again, if you haven't been here before, with my debt, this is basically my debt snowball. I'm paying down line by line the debt we incurred in December of 2023. And so all of these numbers here that I've written down, those are actual charges. So I'm going to go through and total up the charges until I hit the 189 or close to it, the 189.78. So then we have savings. Let's move on quickly. Household is getting $30. Food, our food category will get 60 added to it, and so this is $90 just as we planned. Nothing changed there. And then for purpose funds, transportation is going to get $50 added to it. Our next month's bills fund is $100 because we have extra expenses. Now this is not changing, and I should actually be putting more towards next month's bills, but the fact is we just don't have it yet because we still have our rent to save for July, for June, and then this last bill for the month. I'm not changing anything in the cash expenses or our giving or investing. That has to happen. If I needed to, I would pull from here, but because we had some expenses that have to be paid from household, and then we have to buy groceries, I have to put something towards it to add to that fund, or these two funds. I mean, it's just really tight right now because the increase in expenses came quickly. Where's my wedding ring? Oh, shoot. So we have to do the best we can with what we have right now. Thankfully, we have savings already built up, and we already have some money in our next month's bills account to add towards any, to be able to use it if we need to pay for these extra expenses. I'll probably talk more about that in next Wednesday's expense tracking session, because that's when I'm going to get into the real cost of how much things are costing us now. So let me grab my baby. I love you. Yeah, I love you too. Okay, I zoomed out to look at everything. So, because I've been talking too much, $100 for giving, plus $90 for savings, plus $50 for investing, plus $150 for purpose funds, then $130 for cash expenses, and $525.66. I'm missing $5, $1,045.66, unless I did something wrong just now. I don't think I did. Am I? Wait a minute. $1,050.66. That is $5. Where am I missing $5? Let me try again. 100 plus 90 plus 50 plus 150 plus 130 plus 525.66. Yeah. So do I have more? I think I might have more then. Let me add this bills expenses bucket up again. That was 300 plus 35.88 plus 189.78. That's what yeah. Oh, I know what it is. It's my giving. Oh, was anybody telling me that? Were you yelling at the screen? 105, because our giving is 10% of the 1050. So it's $105. That's where I was off. Okay, so this is right, except for I need to add up the debt payments that I said I would. And I think I might have an extra $1 or $2. So let's just add this up quick. So these two are from last week. I have to make that payment. But from the fourth paycheck, I plan to pay this $38.82 plus $12.27 plus $53.57 plus $17.64 plus $31.60 plus, that's it. No, $34. That's it. $187.90. That's how much those come up to. And that means we should have, okay, so $187.90 is what that totaled to. And if I subtract that from the $189.78, then I have an extra $1.88. What I'm going to do is leave that behind in my cushion. So I'll put that here under savings, since technically it is a savings, it's just in my checking account. So $1.88 makes this $91.88. And then I'll come down here and I'll change this $189.78 to $187.90. Let me make that look neater. Yes, I'm a bit of a neat freak. $187.90. Okay, so now that that's done, we can we have to change this. The final total of this bucket is going to be the 300 plus 35.88 plus 187.90. That brings us to 523.78. Okay, so now that I have a final look of all of my numbers, I can go ahead and fill out my zero-based budget first. So we had 1,050 with 66 cents, and I spent every single dime. Didn't leave anything behind. So that's my zero-based budget. Every dollar gets an assignment. It's not left up to chance. So now I can make my moves because I need to make sure money gets out of the account into wherever it needs to go. Okay, so move number one is our giving. So we're going to transfer $105 from the operating account to my tithe/give checking account. Success. Tithe got 105. These are moving automatically, so I don't have to do anything with that. Cash is already taken out. I'm going to stuff that on this channel, Tasha's Money and Stuff. Bills and expenses, $300 is going to be transferred. A placeholder account is miscellaneous. That's the name of the account. I'm going to send it over there, and I'm going to create a memo, of course, because with Capital One, you can create a memo every time you transfer funds from one account to the next. So it just helps with your personal accounting. So let me do that. Okay. Success, $300 transferred towards our rent. $35.88 is going to be Zelled over. So let me go ahead and set that up. I'm working with one hand since I'm holding my baby in the other, because she's like, Mommy's taking too long to film her video. $35.88 is the cost of the second life insurance policy. And that's the last bill we have for this month, which is good because it's a golden month for us. We have an extra paycheck. Next paycheck, I'm praying to God that we'll have more to work with so we can get extra funds in our next month's bills category or next month's bills account, because we need to prepare for the higher costs of some things. So success, $35.88 was Zelled over to our brick and mortar account to take care of that. I'm going to pay $187.90 right now on my Quicksilver credit card. Now, although they update the available credit immediately, it takes a day before this hits the account. But I like to consider it good as gone. So I don't go trying to spend it when I know I shouldn't be. So 187.90. Boom. Thanks for your payment. Now this is less than my minimum payment. My minimum payment right now on the credit card is $224, but I'm making more payments on it. So we make payments just about every single day. So the screen says, thanks for your payment. The payment is less than the required minimum due. Please make sure to pay at least the minimum due before 8 p.m. on your due date. My due date is not until June. So we're already ahead of, schedule, just so you know that. I'm trying to see if I can take a screenshot quickly, but the baby's in my hand, so you just have to trust me because I can't use both hands. So that's that, $187.90. And household is going to get $30 transferred to it. So let me go and take care of that. And success, household got its $30. And food, we're going to add $60 to that fund right now. Food has $162 in it. So it's a nice little addition. And we've been getting help from a family member, so we're not having to use and spend all of that money. So it's been a real blessing. And so count everything, every little thing, even $5 somebody sends you as a blessing, because you never know how your gratefulness can open up the door for God to increase you more, or give more, or show favor more. So $60 went to the food fund. Success. $1.88 is staying behind in my cushion, so I don't need to do anything with that. It's just gonna sit there. That's from this income. Transportation is going to get $50. So let me transfer that over. Success. Transportation got $50. Let's get your passy. Would you like your passy? Next month's bills is going to get $100. Next month's bills has $561 in there. To be honest, we need at least like maybe $2,000. So we have a good way to go. So we have some faith to put forward, and we have some work to do. So transfer and success. Next month's bills got $100. And that should help us with our extra expenses. Are about $350 a week. So we'll see how we're going to work that out. I might do a separate video on just what the new expenses are and how I plan to tackle getting the money put aside for them, so we can be ahead of each one, because I don't want to be like robbing Peter to pay Paul again. I don't want to go backwards in my budgeting journey. I want to move forward. So I'll probably do a separate video on that. Maybe that's something people would find interesting or helpful if you feel like you're in a position with your finances that you're not caught up enough, or maybe you want to be ahead of your expenses and you're not quite sure how to do it. Maybe me sharing our journey or how we're going to do it would help you. I'm hoping that would be a good video. Either way, I am going to film it because it will be helpful to me, and maybe someone else might see something I'm doing that could be done differently, and you give me some feedback. I don't mind that. I would appreciate it. Actually, I would welcome it. So all of our money moves have been made, and I need to do my percentages. And I'm going to try to switch my baby into my left arm so I can write with my right hand. Okay. Ooh, Binky fell. Okay. Yeah, Binky. Our percentages for giving, we should be at 10%. Yeah, because 105 was given, and that's about 10%. Savings was the 91.88 plus the 150, which is 241.88. Divide that into 1055. I'm not even going to use the change just to make this easier. 22.9%. I'm going to call it 23 because it's so close. 23% went to savings, and investing was 5% or maybe less because we used more, but we didn't invest more because it's automatic. So $50 divided into 1050 is, multiplied by 100 just to make it easier to see, 4.7. So 4.7%. So we were under our investment goal, but we still hit 23% saved. Again, we need it. So there you go. I need to update my operating account expense tracker for what we've done and the income that came in. So if you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little more. We had $130 was the last transaction. That was the $130 I took out in cash. That left us with $10.78 and 17 cents. So the very first thing that I did, today's the 23rd. Our paycheck hit early, so I'm able to close this out early, just a day before payday. So yeah, that's fine. So the first thing we did was we moved our tithe over to the tithe account, and that was $105. I'm trying to see if I can keep my calculator in the frame. So 1,078 and 17 cents minus 105 brings us to 973.17. 973.17. And then the next move was, or is going to be, $50. I can't add it to my expense tracker yet. I don't think I can because it hasn't come out yet. So I'm not going to fill it in yet because it's not reflected yet in the balance. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I'm not going to write it in yet. But our savings we did. Household. Oh, girl, you dropped your binky, baby. You dropped your passy. Okay. Household got $30 minus 30 means $943.17. I'm here, baby. Food got $60 minus 60 equals $883.17. Third of the rent was $300, and that's $583.17. Okay, so we're at $583, and then I already took out $130 in cash, so that was taken care of. $35.88 is what we sent to life insurance, so $35.88, or to the account for the life insurance, $547.29. And this is for life insurance number 2. Then we have $100 that I sent to next month's bills. So NMB, let's just put that, and that brings us to $447.29. Then I already did household and food, and then the debt payment, which did not come out yet. I'm just going to put debt, and this is for December 23. That was $189.78. $189.78. 257.51. That's where we'll be at. But then we still have $50 is going to come out. So if, at least I know, based on what I've already tracked, that $257 is the minimum that we have in the account. That more than covers the $50 that's going to come out for the investments within a few days. And then I do have one more debt payment to make, and I want to do that now so I can see exactly what is going to be left, or at least close to it. So in paycheck number 3, I had to pay $38.39. So let me make that payment right now. That is, I'm glad we paid a little bit more towards that this week, even though it wasn't a lot. We did something. So $38.39. It's like I'm trying to find the light in all of this. It's somebody commented something that I seem to be really positive and taking things light. I get stressed out behind this camera when I look at all the debt that's still unpaid. I get a little nervous, and now that our budget is going to be changing significantly, I'm still a little nervous. But I found that I have to put my faith in God, which is why every time you see me do a budget, in my top priority now on my worksheet, in my budget workbook, I'm always writing a scripture, because it's to ground me and to remind me that He had a plan for my life way before I even got here. So I trust His plan. And I'm trying to remind myself with these scriptures that even though I'm managing and budgeting this money, things can sometimes go a little bit left. Our plans aren't always perfect. But I don't need to stress out about it, because if I stress out about it, then I might make more really bad decisions. And if you've watched my expense tracking video, I've shared with you openly, I've made some pretty stupid decisions buying, you know, Monopoly Go stuff. I mean, it's fake money. It's just a game. And I've been spending a lot of money on it. And, you know, I've been depressed and it's been hard. It's been a challenge, but it's not the end of the world, you know, because we're pushing ahead. We're not allowing it to stop us. And I'm not going to stay in a dark place. When you're dealing with finances and you're on a debt-free journey, or you're trying to get ahead of bills, or you feel like you're never able to save as much as you want, it can weigh on you. It can really hurt, you know, emotionally and spiritually, if you don't find a way to, I know, baby love, find a way to pull through it. I'm not going to allow it to cause me to stay in a dark place. That's basically what I'm saying. And I hope that makes sense to some of you who are watching. So I paid $38.39 just now. It still says the same thing. It's less than, the payment is less than the required minimum due. But again, we already had that larger payment pending for $187, I think $187.90. So we're good. Okay, so I updated my expense tracker to 35. Oh God, what was 38? Sorry, 38.39 is pending, and it will probably come out the next day. So I'm going to fill that in also. And before I do that, because I have baby in my hand, 257.51 minus 38.39. That leaves us with $219.12. That's more than enough for the $50 of investments to come out probably by Tuesday, since Monday's a holiday. That leaves us with $169.12. So this is also debt from December of 23. So $189.78 plus 38.39. Nope, sorry. 257.51 minus 38.39. If I could do this right, 219.12. So, and then minus the 50. So we're still with a good cushion, 169, around about there. And then I need to update this page. So I'm going to take out a highlighter. We have, okay, 1579, 2260. Then we have the 3882, 1227, 5357, 1764, 3160, $34. All those paid. And we have one more paycheck in the month. I'm hoping that when I do this next budget, we'll have more to go towards that. Let's see what happens. For the month, every bill was paid. National Grid is at 0. We believe God for it to continue that way, because we do have a credit. Bills paid. Life insurance number 2. Need some coffee. Oh goodness. 35.88 cents. And so everything except for June's rent has been paid. We have one more paycheck to save up for that, and then we'll be done. I'm looking at my debt quickly. I said $1,000 snowball this month, and we're at 196.04 cents. 244.39, 38.39. And I just hit 187, 187.90. Wow. So $333 more to go. Let's see what we can do for paycheck number 5. So this is number 5. I think you can see clearly. Zoom in. This is for 5. What date is that? The 31st, the very last day of the month. So we're going to plan for the minimum, the $1,000. 10% is always given as our tithe. So starting with our top priority, Proverbs 19:23. The fear of the Lord leads to life, so that one may sleep satisfied, untouched by evil. That's Proverbs 19:23 if you want to get into it. Tithe is planned at 100, and we don't have any other giving for this week. Investing is the same. We know that doesn't change. So these are the IRA and the dividend account. I'm not sure when we're going to stop this or like increase it, because we have others that we want to contribute to, like the kids 529s. So cash expenses is the same. Laundry, we'll put 25 in there. The 10K challenge, we'll put $80 in there, and then any scratch offs that I can do, we'll probably get the last 20, because I'm take out 125 minimum. That's what I'm going to plan for. Bills and expenses, the only thing is the last installment for June's rent, which is $300, and then we have our debt snowball. And before I even put in a debt snowball, I want to go up here. I think I need to add to household and food every week. Household was $150 for the month and $300, and for let's see, 150 minus 30 minus 30, 30, and 30. 30, 30, 30. Okay, so we're good to put $30 towards it, so we can at least satisfy what we planned for the month. So I'll do that at the minimum. And then for food, that was budgeted for 300. 300 minus 60 minus 60 minus 60. 60. Wait, I'm confusing myself. Okay, so one more. I'm on point with that. And I'm going to put my cushion here. I don't know if there's anything left over for that just yet, but we'll try. Transportation needs to get money for the last paycheck. Next month's bills needs to get money so we can be ahead of some more bills. And if I'm starting with 1,000 and I subtract giving, investing, cash, 300 towards rent for June, $90 into savings, we're at $335. We need at least $50 going into transportation and $100 going into next month's bill. So that leaves us with $185 going towards debt. That's what I'm putting as my debt snowball. So this is $485. This is 90 savings, and then transportation is 100. Next month's bills is 50 for $150. So now my planned income should be 1,000. Expenses should be 1,000. So let's start with the big number. Minus 100, minus 50, minus 125, minus 485, minus 90, minus 150. Boom. We have a zero-based budget. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I need to figure out my 185 for my debt snowball. What individual charges might I be able to satisfy or get rid of? The largest one of this is 138. I don't know. 185 minus 138, 24 minus, let's do the 43. $43.96. $43.96. Unless we have more, $2.80 minimum will be going towards the cushion if we don't get it there. I'm not planning anything for it, but we'll see what happens at the end of the week when it's time to close out the budget. So that's it for the budget for the last paycheck, the golden paycheck of May. Closing out paycheck number 4. All right, there we go. Nothing else to fill out on my monthly budget because we're still saving for these in these areas. And let's look at my goals, because I think it's a good idea to reflect and see if we've hit any of them. We started investing automatically. We opened the $529 for the baby girl. We're working on earning an additional $500. We still have another week to go, so we're not going to count God out. He could do something. He could always do something. 20, I think we had 120 extra in week 2, 50 in week 4. 120 minus 50. So this is how much we have left to see if we can earn it. And then Mother's Day was pretty good. We did, I was doing the scratch off for that. I saved some money, a little bit for myself. And Father's Day we're still working on. I started the challenge for teacher appreciation. We did give to the teachers. And I still have to save for these areas. We're reducing the debt. We need to have money put aside for summer fun, summer clothes, school clothes, vehicle savings, all those things. We're still working on it. So with a week left, I'm just going to keep on pushing, keep on doing what we need to do. So that is it, and that is all for this week's video, with goals, with actual budget numbers and savings and investing. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next one. Continue to mind your money. You guys manage it well and live your lives abundantly. Thank you so much for being here. Bye for now.